Hi guys, I'm James and this is Lewis and we are back for another strength and core session. We're going to go straight into the warm-up. So Lewis, if you want to get yourself on your back, and we'll start off with some glute bridges. So 8 reps of these, and we're going to focus on pressing down through the heels, push the hips up, nice big squeeze of the glutes at the top. And as always, you want to feel all of the work in the glutes, so in your bum, and not too much in the hamstrings or the lower back. So we're trying to wake these glutes up. Good job. So 8 reps of those, and then after that we're going to go into a press up position and then into a downward dog. So nice mobilization, focusing on getting a big stretch like the back of the legs, so through the calves into the hamstrings. Think about pushing the hips as high as you can, keeping the legs straight, heels down towards the floor. Lovely stuff. Also opens up the shoulders, gets a nice upward rotation through the shoulder blades as well. Great stuff. Okay, and after 8 of these, we're going to go into some world's greatest stretch. So reach up as high as you can overhead, lovely stuff. So the foot is going to come up high outside the hands, as high as you can. And then you want to focus on reaching as high towards the ceiling as possible. So be conscious not to over rotate, but literally just get that hand as high as you can. Very nice, and we're getting a nice dynamic stretch through the hip flexors, through the groin. Great job. There we go, 5 of these on each leg. Great stuff. Okay, then into some overhead squats. So arms up overhead, palms facing in, nice deep squats, knees in line with the toes and the weight through the middle of the foot. And you're going to squat down as deep as you comfortably can, making sure that the knees stay in line with the toes throughout, never fall in. And trying to keep those arms up as high as possible overhead throughout. So try not to let the arms fall forward as you go down. Very nice, Lewis, looking good. Now we'll do 8 reps of this one. Okay, we'll finish our warm-up with some multi-directional lunges. So dynamic lunges, driving back to the start position. 1 forwards, 1 sideways, 1 backwards, and then change legs. Just 1 of each will be fine, Lewis. Watch out for that box behind you. Good man. Okay, great stuff, great stuff. Okay, on to our strength exercises. So the way we've got today's session organized is in 2 blocks of 4 exercises, okay? So 2 quad sets, and we're gonna do 2 sets of each one with a bit of a rest in the middle. I'll take you through the exercises to give Lewis a little bit of a break. So the first one we're gonna do is a skater squat, okay? So I'll show you a full one of these to start off with. So standing on one leg, and then we're gonna sit the other knee back down towards the floor, go as low as you comfortably can, and stand up. Now we can modify this by shortening the range, okay? So we've got this little box set up here. So rather than going all the way down to the floor, we can adjust the height of this one and just go down to a range that you can work in. So dropping down until the knee or the shin touches the box and stand up. And obviously you don't have to have one of these boxes. You can use a stack of books. Anything that's sort of suitable, a pillow would work. Or if you don't have anything suitable, you can just go down as far as feels comfortable and stand up. So just work at a range that works for you, okay? If the stability is really, really tough, you can pop a chair in front of you and hold onto the chair and just use that for a bit of stability, but try and think of the legs doing all the work. Okay, so that's the first exercise, 8 reps on each leg. Second one, in fact, Lewis, could you demo the second one for us? We're gonna do a press up, okay? But we're gonna do a press up with a 3-second ISO hold. So when we get to the bottom, we're gonna hold for 1 and 2 and 3 and push up, okay? So that would be our full version. Obviously, if that's too tough for you, we can go from the knee, hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up. I would say just use one of those 2 variations rather than the eccentric one, because we're loading that bottom position. And those are quite tough, okay? So it's a way of making a press up quite a bit harder. So if you do find those difficult, you can just go at press ups with a normal tempo. Okay, next exercise, a tuck up. So we get into this hollow position and then tuck the knees into the chest at the top. Really nice, and we should feel all the work through the abdominal muscles. Great job. And then the last one in this sequence is a side plank from the knee with hip abduction. So Lewis is going to bend that bottom knee to 90 degrees and lift that top leg. And what I want you to think about, guys, is having your top leg with the toes angled slightly down towards the floor. And you're going to know if you're doing, that's fine, Lewis, you can rest up there. You're going to know if you're doing this right, if you feel all the work in the glute, okay, in the side of the glute here. If you're feeling it in the thigh or the hip flexor, chances are that you've got your toes pointed up to the ceiling and you're bending the leg out in front. We want it out to the side and feel the work in the glute. Okay, right guys, let's crack in. So when you're ready, Lewis, 8 skater squats. Lovely job, really nice. So focus on keeping that knee in line with the toe. And we're sitting the back knee down towards the floor. So slightly different than other single leg squat variations in that the hips are moving back more. So we're getting less bend at the knee and more bend through the hips, which means we're working the glutes and the hamstrings slightly more. Looking good, really nice. 8 reps, lovely stuff. Good job. So again, guys, just working at a range that works for you. If you can get all the way down to the floor, that's great, but if not, don't worry. Just work at a good working range. And if you need to bring your foot down to stabilize every so often, that is absolutely fine. Looking good, Lewis, looking good. Fantastic job, well done. Okay, next up, press ups. So we're gonna do 8 reps of these. So down, hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 1. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 2. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 3. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 4. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 5. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 6. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 7. One more. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 8. Good man. Really nice. Great form. Okay, into the tuck-ups. We're going to go for 12 tuck-ups next. So get into this nice hollow position, lower back pushed into the floor, tuck up, pause and down. So Lewis got a really nice tempo here. He's noticed he has a little pause in the top position. And you'll see when he comes out, he's not allowing his hands and feet to touch the floor. So he's maintaining that tension through the abdominal muscles, keeping the lower back pushed down. If this is too hard, this variation, you can rest the hands and feet on the floor. This is the kind of the harder version of the two, if you like. Looking good, Lewis. Really nice. 12 reps of these. And again, we should be getting it all through the abdominal muscles, nothing in the back. So be conscious that the back isn't arching when you lift your arms overhead. Great job. Okay, next on to the side plank from the knee with hip abduction. So point those toes down towards the floor, looking good. And we want all that work in the glutes. So really nice and slow and controlled, guys. Focus on feeling the work in the right muscle. So again, in the side of the hip, not in the thigh or the hip flexor. Really nice. You see Lewis has got this nice straight line from his head through to his heels. This is really great form. Looking good. So we've got 12 reps. If that feels tough, then you can be conservative and drop the number of reps down, because as soon as you swap sides, it's going to feel really tough because both sides are actually working at the same time here. So the bottom leg is basically holding you up, okay? So it's in some slight abduction to have to hold that position, and then the top leg is physically doing the abduction movement, right? So as soon as you swap sides, it's gonna feel tougher. Looking good, Lewis, really nice form. Great job, well done. Okay, so that's the first round of those. Give us a quick breather and then we'll go into the next one. How was the first one?
Yeah, good. Good. Well, I think the last one's the toughest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second leg's really hard.
Yeah, it's surprisingly tough exercise, right? It's especially if you do it really nice and slow and controlled like you're doing it. It's really tough.
The first is alright. It's just I'm unstable.
Yeah. Okay, right, let's go into round 2, guys. So second set of this 4. So we'll start off again with those skater squats. Really nice. And again, really focusing on keeping the knees in line with the toes. We never want to see the knee fall in. Looking good. Yeah, really nice. Think about sitting that back knee down. So So the hips travel a lot further backwards with this variation than other single leg squat variations. Looking good. Really nice. Okay, so 8 reps on one leg. Great job. So this is a tough balance of strength and stability. Really nice. Good job, well done, Liz. Press-ups. 8 press-ups with a 3-second pause. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 2. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 3. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 4. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 5. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 6. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 7. Hold 1 and 2 and 3 and up for 8. Good man. Really, really nice. Well done. Okay, tuck ups. Nice hollow position and then tuck up into a tight ball at the top. Knees in towards the chest. Lovely form. And again, all the work through the abs. Don't let the back arch as you come in. Really nice. So again, guys, feel free to modify the reps. You can do fewer if you need to, or more if you want to. Looking good, Lewis, looking good. Focus on this nice, slow, controlled tempo with a little pause at the top. Great job. Well done, excellent. Okay, last one in this sequence. So got that side plank from the knee, so nice straight line, toes angled down towards the floor. Really nice. And focus on feeling all the work in the glute. So side of the hip, glute medius, and top of the glute max, around the top of the bum. Really nice, so it's well done. So if you need to take a few seconds in between legs, that's fine. Yeah, looking good. Nearly there. Great job, well done. Fantastic work. Okay, right guys, that is our first quad set. So that's our halfway mark. We're gonna give Lewis a bit of a breather at this point, and I'll demo some of the next exercises. Okay. So the first one we're going to do is a deficit reverse lunge, and we're using a couple of DC blocks here, but you can use like the bottom step would work well, something that's this kind of height, okay? If you don't have anything that's suitable, you can just do a regular reverse lunge and not from a box. But if we do have something suitable, that's great. So what we're going to do, stand on the box, and then we step down, drop the back knee down towards the floor, push through the front leg and stand up. And what the box does is it just allows us to increase the range of motion just slightly, okay? So it allows us to go through a slightly bigger range, making the exercise a bit more challenging. We're gonna do 12 reps on one leg and 12 reps on the other leg. Next up, we're gonna have a plank reach, okay? So we're gonna go from the elbows from this one today. So plank from the elbows position, so elbows under the toes. We're gonna go feet nice and wide and trying to keep the hips perfectly level. We're gonna reach forward with one arm and back, and the other arm and back, and that will be 1 repetition. And we're focusing on bracing the abs and not letting the hips rock or move, okay? So try and keep perfectly still apart from the hand walking forward. The next one we're gonna do some hamstring walkouts. So we're gonna get up into a glute bridge position, so glutes switched on from here. Hands on the floor would be easier, across the chest is slightly harder. And then we're gonna take little steps. So we're gonna walk the legs out as far as is comfortable and then walk them slowly back in. And we should feel the work in the hamstrings, but remember, keep those glutes switched on throughout. And essentially, we're only gonna walk the legs out as far as is comfortable. So that might only be to here, but it might be all the way out here. But when we are all the way out here, we're making sure that your bum doesn't touch the floor at any point. And little steps is the key to that one. Okay, last one, hollow body holds. So brace through the middle. 3 variations, okay? Easiest one would be like this, so shoulders up off the floor. Middle one, legs straighter. Harder one, arms up overhead. Everything through the abs, okay? We're gonna do 30-second hold for that one, so go with whichever variation is good for you, or start with a hard one and transition to an easier one when it gets too tough. Okay, you ready, Lewis?
Yep.
Let's go for it. So, deficit reverse lunges, very nice. So you're thinking about taking all the load through the front leg and really trying to minimize any push off the back leg. So you're trying to make these as hard as you possibly can. Very nice, looking good. Yeah, good job, Lewis, good job. So again, just like the scalar squats, we want the knees tracking with the toes, front leg doing all of the work. Feel free to modify the reps. Looking good. So Lewis got lovely form here. You notice his tempo is nice and slow and controlled on the way down. He's not pushing off the back leg at all. That front leg is doing all the work. And you see his torso is angled forwards in the bottom position, and that helps me know that all the weight is on the front leg and he's not loading that back leg at all. So you think that back leg is just for stability in the bottom position. Great job, very nice. Okay, from there, we're gonna go into our plank reach. Oh, you're skipping one, you're skipping one. Okay, so that's it. Legs set up nice and wide, and you're gonna reach forward one arm at a time. Little pause at the top, and that's 1 repetition. So we're gonna do 8 reps on each arm. And we're focusing here on not letting the hips rock or shift or drop down, okay? So we should feel all the work through the abdominal muscles, all the work through the core muscles. So see, Lewis's form is really good here. We've got no movement at all other than just at the arms, which is perfect. Well done, very nice. Okay, let's go for our hamstring walkouts next. So we're gonna get set up in a glute bridge position. Weight on the heels, glutes switched on, and then we're gonna take little steps forwards. That's it, really nice. Okay, so you see Lewis's range here is nice and big. He goes all the way out, which is quite challenging. So at home, just go with whichever is good for you. Really nice, Lewis, really nice. As well, think about consciously bracing your core muscles. So one of the common faults with this exercise is people overextending the lower back and arching their back. So just make sure we're not doing that. Make sure we're bracing the abs and all the work is being done by the glutes and hamstrings. Really nice. You also see Lewis is doing a really good job of keeping his hips pushed up and not letting them sag down. Doing well. How many is that? One more for luck. Getting tough or not too bad? Good. Okay, we'll call that one number 8. Okay, last one, hollow body hold. Right, I'm going to use this second timer over here. Make sure I'm telling the truth. Okay, guys, right, we will go in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So shoulders up off the floor, abs brace. Lewis has gone for the hardest variation here. But at home, go with whichever one is good for you. Really nice. Halfway through. Remember, all through the anterior core muscles, all through the abs, nothing in the back. Nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest up there. Making it look easy. Okay, right, we'll give you guys a bit of a breather, and then we've got one more round of those 4, and that's all the hard work done. How are they?
Yeah, well, good. More skillful than difficult in that sense.
Yeah.
A lot of holding, a lot of bracing.
Yeah, a lot of focus, and yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially something like the deficit reverse lunge. If you do those without sort of proper focus and intent, they can feel quite easy. And you can kind of push off the back leg, do them really quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do them slowly and controlled and focus on loading that front leg, you can make them feel quite tough. Okay, you ready for round 2? Okay, let's get into it. So 12 reverse lunges. Nice slow descent, keeping all the weight on the front leg. Lovely job. And a little squeeze of the glute on the way up. Really nice. So this box is just another way of sort of adding a bit of variety to your body weight training. Just increases the range so ever so slightly, so the knee and the hip travel through a bit of a bigger range than they normally would. Looking good. Really nice. Great job. Well done, very nice. Okay, plank reaches next. So we're setting up, elbows narrow, feet wide. And that's going to help us with a nice wide base. Lovely stuff. We're going 8 reps on each side. Remember, focusing on no twisting or rotating, keeping the hips level and not allowing them to sag down. Lewis is making these look easy, but they are quite tough. So if this one is too tough for you guys at home, then you can always just hold a plank position instead. Really nice, well done. Okay, last 2, hamstring walkouts. So on the heels, bridge the hips up nice and tall. Keep those glutes switched on. Nice slow walking out, really nice. Good job. Great stuff. So again guys, we should feel all of the work, mostly in the hamstrings, some in the glutes, nothing in the lower back. Stay braced. Good job. Notice Lewis has got his hands on his hips here, and this is going to help him, give him some feedback to know whether his hips are rotating, because we want to basically keep the hips square and level and stop any rocking of side to side, which he's doing a really good job of maintaining those nice level hips throughout. Good job. How many is that? 6, 2 more. So again, feel free to modify the reps at home, guys, because this is can be quite a tricky one. And obviously the slower you go, the harder it's going to be. Great job, well done. Okay, last exercise. Woo, nearly there. And we're finished with a bang with our hollow body hold. So we'll just wait for this timer rocks around. Give you an extra 5 seconds.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, ready? We'll go 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Okay, really nice position. So make sure when you get tired, guys, that you don't start to drop the shoulders down towards the floor. Make sure those shoulders stay up. We're really in this flexed position all the way down. Really nice, Lewis, doing well. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down there. Lewis, great job. Well done, guys at home. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.